In the heart of the Succession War, where ambition is a currency and blood is the price, there exists an anomaly that defies the very concept of humanity, the fourth Prince Sidnik. He is not merely a man who commits evil, he is an architect of suffering, a connoisseur of despair whose aura radiates a purity of malice so profound it can only be described as a void. For Karapika, a warrior forged in the fires of his own hatred, this encounter was meant to be another step on his path of vengeance. But as he stood before the prince, the world fell silent. The familiar rage in his heart was extinguished, replaced by a cold, paralyzing dread. The chilling realization that he was not facing a man, but a predator from a darker evolution, one who had looked into the heart of evil and found a kindred spirit. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to be talking about what is going to happen next in Hunter x Hunter. What is the next possible thing that is going to happen in the Hunter x Hunter manga? We're going to be going through everything, so let's get right into it. So far, like, for a long while, right, we've had a flurry of chapters really being nothing, right? It's just build up. I'm going to be honest with you. It's just build up, an introduction to all these characters, Mafia, random people. And yeah, maybe they're not like pointless. They're in the story for some reason, but he's really throwing so much at us and putting a lot of pressure on himself, But hopefully, I'm sure he's got an idea of what he's doing with all these characters, but he's really putting a lot here, right? And he's not really, tying up any ends. He's not really doing any of the loose ends that he's creating. He's not really doing that, right? He's just throwing so much. He's explaining abilities and stuff like that. But, I guess we have some movement here because we recently did get confirmation about Hisoka being on the ship, which was, a long-term question that everybody's wondering, like, what the hell is going on with Hisoka? The Phantom Trooper on board looking for him. Is he even on board at all, right? He could have just lured them there and then ran away, but obviously that's not how Hisoka is. But we did see him, right? And he was acting like himself, getting all, excited, as one would say. And yeah, he's in the casino, he's chilling, he's there, right? So he is going to encounter some people, hopefully, and we'll see some movement with him. On the other side of things, we got some stuff with the Succession War, right? That's been going on for so long and barely even moves, I'm going to be honest with you, right? But we've seen Prince Halkenberg poison Prince Benjamin, right? Which enabled martial law to happen. And martial law allows all the battles so far to finally take place. Because martial law means rampages are going to happen, right? So many things could happen now that martial law is finally in place, right? But there is kind of a downside, because in the latest chapter, 410, we seen Prince Benjamin encounter Mazistum, right? And he's a character that's very, like, he doesn't want conflict, right? He's kind of like the police, honestly. He's literally like a cop, to be honest. And he's there with Botabe and Kaiser, right? And there is a way that they could use some exposition to prevent the rampage, instead of a battle, which I would want to see Mazistum and Botabe fight Prince Benjamin. That would be sick. But I have a feeling that Togashi might not save that, but save those characters for something else, right? And, what we most likely will see is maybe Karapika's second Nen class, because that was mentioned in the previous chapters, which I'm not really sure what's going to happen with that, if it's just going to be, some more introduction to the side characters, like their bodyguards, which I hate, because it's like, let's see the princes. Okay, yeah, they have a few bodyguards, fine, but Every single bodyguard needs to have an ability, needs to be have a name, all this stuff. It's like, geez, it's a lot to handle. But we also could see the letter that was written to Prince Wobble finally get in place, like Karapika um, planned to. He wants to make a huge announcement revealing the letter to everybody on the ship, which might gain him some allies, and some of the princes might want to be more in favor of protecting Wobble instead of, wanting to literally murder her. But action wise, it kind of seems like the Phantom Troupe will clash with multiple people, right? Because the Phantom Troupe wants smoke with everyone. I was wondering the few chapters that we got. I'm like, why in the world are we seeing Nobunaga and a few of the Phantom Troupe members, right, Finks and Phaeton, fighting Mafia? Why? Like, why are we seeing that? Like, I don't. It's like such a side plot that's like, I don't even is this even the Succession War anymore? Like, what's going on? But it seems like Togashi does have some plans, right? Because currently, in the last chapter we got, 410, we see Finks and Phaeton, right? They're currently heading... No, Phaeton. Yeah, Finks and Phaeton are going against the Haley family. They're heading in the direction, and I'm not really sure how that's going to go. Because a lot of the members are strong as fuck, and there's a lot of them. They all have net abilities, and we did see some of them are broken, so I'm not sure. Phaeton is really strong. We did see when he went against the Chimera Ants, right, with the sun ability and all that, and, the theory of him being a Zoldyck. But, and then Finks, I'm not really sure how strong he is. He's got some stuff, but against a whole group, right? Bro's not going to be winding up that punch when he's got 5 Nen users jumping at him. So I'm not really sure how things are going to go with them. Nobunaga was originally with them, but he turned around for some reason. I'm not sure why, but he's going after the Char R family most likely, right? He's going to run into them, and things might not go well for him. But we also know that Franklin is currently there, right? So Franklin might help Nobunaga, and they could fight some of the Char family members. We'll see some fights there, which I really hope this does happen. I hope we focus on the Phantom Troupe versus the Mafia, so it's just done. So we don't worry about it no more. I'm not trying to rush Togashi, but it's getting like a little dragged out here, because every chapter is like part of a conversation. The chapters before 410, 407 to 409 or 408 to 410 were literally Borkson and Morena having a conversation. Are you kidding me, bro? 3 chapters of a conversation? That's crazy. But anyway, we also have confirmation that Krollo is after the National Treasures on Tier 1, and with the stuff that just happened with Benelinov, he has access to Tier 1 now. So, we could see Krollo on the move to go get the National Treasures, because he did say that'll give him a power boost with his Skill Hunter ability, which he's going to need if he plans to go after Hisoka and some of the Kakin Empire. He's going to need that, because these people are strong, right? Look at Sidnik. But anyway, Hisoka is on board of the Black Whale 1 and could possibly go against Benelinov, right? Because we did see what happened with them, and people are saying like Hisoka didn't sense him. Hisoka saw him, bro. He saw him. He's gonna go after him. And Benelinov, I'm not really too sure. He didn't get too much screen time, but he's not a fan favorite character. So bro's gonna get wiped out. There's a high chance he's getting smoked out next. But we did see what's going on with Machi, because in one of the pictures that Togashi posted of the chapter, it kind of got inked. Well, when people zoom in, right, they could see in the next page Machi was there. And so it's basically confirming that she's going to be in the next couple of chapters, which we haven't seen her in a while. So that's good that she's coming back. but I'm not sure what she's going to do. Most likely she'll be involved with the conflict with Hisoka and Benelanov, because Machi was there with the Crollo and Hisoka fight. But we also know that Henry, after, the death of his friend, is trying to go after Hisoka and the Phantom Troupe, because he's trying to get that get back. And, he's strong. He's basically got Giorno's ability. So, they got to watch out for him. He could come in at any time and kill somebody, I'm telling you. He did have a fun friendship with Nobunaga, and he might encounter Nobunaga if he's not going directly for the Chorar family, but things could happen there. We're not too sure. He might, but if he encounters Hisoka as well, they could fight. So there's a couple possible fights for Henry there. Another crazy thing, right, with Shizuku, right? When she got her, her fortune, right? Her destiny kind of read out to her during the York New City arc. It said that she was destined to die in a room of black items, right? Like items that are very valuable on the black market. And we know what character has a room full of black market items. Prince Sidnik. So there is a strong chance Sidnik might take out our number one waifu of the series, right? Which, given how Sidnik is about women, it's kind of fitting, right? Story-wise. It sucks. I don't want it to happen because she's bae, but yeah, it's looking like that's the direction that we're going in. But, right, it could lead to Crollo seeing that, because Crollo is also going to go to Tier 1, right? Maybe he takes Shizuku and Benelanov up there to Tier 1. And when he's up there trying to get the national treasures, he could encounter Shizuku getting killed by Sidnik, right? Which could also lead to Crollo fighting against Sidnik. But you know who's probably going to see that, right? Because you know who's on the lookout for Prince Sidnik? Our boy Kurapika. And I know this may be far-fetched, but can you even imagine Kurapika and Crollo teaming up to go against Prince Sidnik, right? Kurapika would have to push his revenge aside because they're fighting for the Scarlet Eyes anyway, right? When Kurapika kills Sidnik, he's going after the eyes, right? I mean, he does want to kill Crollo because of what Crollo did, but, Sidnik is so powerful that's like, I don't even think they have a chance, honestly, right? That they're going to need each other to take on Sidnik. Sidnik is so strong that Kurapika and Crollo are really going to need each other for this. So there's a possibility that we could see that, right? But also, right, because this might be a next step, given that Prince Benjamin only has 24 hours, right? He's going to have to go after somebody. If Mazai Stum says, yeah, bro, this ain't happening, go back to your room, you're not allowed to do this, right? Prince Benjamin might go after Prince Sidnik, and Prince Sidnik could smoke him out to show how powerful he is, because we've seen stuff that he's doing, right, with the gun and the future stuff, but we haven't seen him have a real fight yet. And him fighting the first prince and really, claiming his rightful spot as the strongest prince, the prince that's on top, the one who's most likely going to win the succession war, he could finally claim his hype that everybody's putting him in, right? So that could be perfect. That's most likely what's going to happen next, right? We have a bunch of fights with the Phantom Troupe. Sidnik is finally on the move. Prince Benjamin's on the move. Kurapika hopefully will fight somebody. I mean, I understand that he's nerfed, right? With Emperor Time, there's a lot of stuff going on there. But, yeah. Anyways, guys, let me know down in the comments below, what do you think is going to happen next in Hunter x Hunter? Do you agree with any of the things I brought up in this video? And what do you think will happen even further down the line in Hunter x Hunter? Will we be getting any new arcs? Will Gon return? Will we explore the Dark Continent finally? Let me know down in the comments below. As always, guys, it's been SJ Benj. Peace.